day finally arrived, and Anne felt a whirlwind of emotions, excitement, nervousness, and hope. As she prepared for the celebration, her parents offered her reassuring smiles and words of encouragement. They walked together to the school, in clutching the Rakhi she had lovingly chosen. As they approached the school playground, Anne saw that many villagers had already gathered, the atmosphere buzzing with anticipation. She spotted Vedant standing near the entrance, looking for her. As soon as their eyes met, he waved and walked towards her with a comforting smile. "Ready?" he asked gently. Anne nodded, her nerves settling somewhat at the sight of her friend. "In, ready." Together they walked towards Mrs. Dadhead, who was busy overseeing the final preparations. She greeted them warmly. "In, Vedant, it's wonderful to see you both. Everything is set. Let's make this Rakshabandhan a memorable one." After a few more minutes, the program began. The teachers gathered in the center of the playground for the traditional deep Pravelan, lighting the ceremonial lamp. The soft glow of the lamp symbolized knowledge, wisdom, and the light of unity that they hoped would spread throughout the village. Next, a group of schoolgirls took the stage, their voices rising in a harmonious welcome song. Their melody filled the air, welcoming everyone and setting a tone of warmth and togetherness. The villagers watched, some with curiosity, others with cautious optimism, as the celebration unfolded. Once the song concluded, Mrs. Dadhead stepped forward to address the crowd. "Welcome, everyone, to this special Rakshabandhan celebration. Today, we are here to honor the bonds of love and respect that transcend societal boundaries. This festival is about unity, and we hope that by celebrating together, we can show that these bonds are stronger than any division." She paused, her gaze sweeping over the crowd, before continuing. "And now, it's time to celebrate Rakshabandhan together. We invite everyone to join us in this beautiful tradition. Let us tie Rakhis as a symbol of our unity and commitment to each other." As the announcement was made, the villagers began to move, forming small groups. Anne watched her friends and everyone around her tying Rakhis to their brothers, the spirit of Rakshabandhan filling the air. She took a deep breath, feeling a mix of nervousness and determination. Vedant turned to her and asked gently, "Are you ready?" Anne nodded. Together they walked towards the stage. Vedant took the microphone and gathered everyone's attention. "Everyone, can I have your attention, please?" he called out, his voice steady and calm. The crowd slowly quieted down, curious about what was happening. Anne felt her heart pounding, but Vedant's encouraging smile gave her the strength she needed. She stepped forward and took the microphone from him, her hands trembling slightly. "Hello, everyone," she began, her voice shaking at first but gaining strength as she continued. "I know this might be surprising, but I want to share something with you all." She paused, looking out at the sea of faces, some curious, some confused. "Every year, I've watched you all celebrate Rakshabandhan with your brothers, and I've felt a deep longing in my heart. I don't have any siblings, and because of family reasons, I've never been able to tie a Rakhi to my cousins. But this year, I found a brother in Vedant." Murmurs of confusion and disbelief rippled through the crowd. Someone called out, "But he's not your brother, and he's from a different caste." Another voice added, "This isn't right, we have traditions to uphold." Vedant stepped forward, taking the microphone from Anne. "We understand that this might be difficult to accept, but the bond we share is not defined by blood or caste. It's about love, respect, and the promise to stand by each other. Isn't that what Rakshabandhan is truly about?" An older man in the crowd shook his head vigorously. "No, this goes against our customs. How can you call someone from a different caste your brothers?" Anne felt a wave of fear but saw the determined look in Vedant's eyes. She took a deep breath and spoke again, her voice filled with emotions. "I know it's hard to change old beliefs. But today, we have an opportunity to start something new, something beautiful. We can show that love and respect can break down the barriers that divide us." A middle-aged woman stepped forward, her face stern. "Our Our traditions have kept us together for generations. What you were suggesting could tear us apart. Vedant nodded, acknowledging her concern. We respect our traditions, truly. But sometimes, traditions need to evolve to include new understandings. We aren't asking you to abandon your beliefs. We are asking you to consider that our bonds can be strengthened, not weakened, by embracing unity. In's voice trembled with sincerity. We are not doing this to disrespect anyone. We just want to celebrate the spirit of Rakshabandhan in a way that brings us closer together. Can't we take this step forward together? The murmurs grew louder with villagers expressing their disapproval. You are doing wrong, someone shouted. This goes against everything we believe in. Vedant took a deep breath, his voice steady but firm. Think about what Rakshabandhan stands for. It's about protection, love, and commitment to one another. If we can extend these values beyond the boundaries of caste, we can create a stronger, more united community. An elderly woman with kind eyes stepped forward, her voice soft but carrying weight. Maybe they're right. Maybe it's time we start seeing beyond caste and traditions. Our children are showing us a path of love and unity. Her words seemed to break the tension. More villagers began to murmur in agreement, and gradually, the atmosphere softened. In felt tears of relief welling up in her eyes as the crowd's resistance began to fade. Mrs. Jadid stepped forward, her face beaming with pride. In Vedant, thank you for your courage. You've shown us the true meaning of Rakshabandhan. This is a day we will all remember. With the principal's words, the villagers finally accepted the new tradition. In and Vedant stood together on the stage, their hearts filled with gratitude and hope, and tied the Rakhi around Vedant's wrist, symbolizing their bond of love and protection. The crowd watched, some with tears in their eyes, as they witnessed the start of a new chapter in their village's history. Slowly, a young girl from the upper caste stepped forward holding a Rakhi. She approached a boy from the lower caste and tied it on his wrist, smiling shrilly. This act of courage broke the ice, and soon more villagers followed suit. Rakhis were exchanged between people of all castes, and the square buzzed with laughter and togetherness. The elders, who had been the most resistant to change, watched with amazement. The invisible barriers began to crumble. The principal thanked In and Vedant once more for bringing about this change. You have shown us that unity and love can indeed overcome any barrier. Today, we celebrate not just Rakshabandhan, but the spirit of togetherness that binds us all. In watched in awe as the barriers that had once divided them began to dissolve. Friends, neighbors, and even strangers embraced the spirit of unity, their faces lighting up with genuine smiles. The air was filled with laughter, warmth, and the beautiful sound of children running around in joy. In felt a swell of emotions as tears of happiness welled up in her eyes. For the first time, she was truly celebrating Rakshabandhan, surrounded by the love and acceptance she had always longed for. Vedant stood by her side, his supportive presence a constant source of strength. Their parents looked on with pride, seeing their children bring about such a significant change in their community. His mother wiped away tears of joy, and her father placed a comforting hand on her shoulder. We are so proud of you, and he said softly. You've shown us all what true courage looks like. Vedant's parents shared a similar sentiment, their faces glowing with pride. You both have done something incredible today, Vedant's mother said. You have reminded us all of the true meaning of love and unity. As the celebration continued, Mrs. Shadhav made her way over to In and Vedant. She placed a hand on each of their shoulders, her eyes shining with gratitude. Thank you both from the bottom of my heart. What you've done today will be remembered for years to come. You've shown everyone that love and respect can indeed overcome any barrier. In smiled through her tears, feeling a profound sense of fulfillment. Thank you, madam. We couldn't have done it without your support. Vedant nodded in agreement. This is just the beginning. We hope that this spirit of unity continues to grow in our village. Mrs. Jadid beamed. I'm confident it will. You've planted the seed of change, and it will only grow stronger with time. As the sun began to set, the villagers continued to celebrate, their hearts full of newfound hope and companionship. In and Vedant knew that while there might still be challenges ahead, they had taken a significant step towards a more inclusive and loving community. The Rakshabandhan celebration that day marked the beginning of a new tradition in Palapur, a tradition of unity, acceptance, and love that transcended all boundaries. And as Anne looked around at the happy faces, she knew that this was the true spirit of Rakshabandhan, one that would be cherished and celebrated for generations to come. The news of the Rakshabandhan celebration in Palapur spread quickly to the neighboring villages. 3 days later, a significant event occurred that would further change Anne's life. Her cousins, accompanied by their families, arrived at her home. Anne was at school at that time, but as soon as classes ended, she hurried home with Vedant by her side. As she entered her house, she saw her cousins waiting for her, and a wave of joy washed over her. She ran to them, and they embraced tightly, tears of happiness streaming down their faces. Their relatives stepped forward, their expressions a mix of apology and newfound acceptance. "We are sorry for keeping you away all these years," one of the elders said, their voice filled with regret. "We've realized that love and family are more important than old grudges. We are ready to accept your parents' marriage and to be a united family." Anne's heart swelled with happiness. She had longed for this moment for so long. "Thank you," she said, her voice choked with emotions. "I've always wanted to tie Rakhi to my cousins, but I don't have any with me now." Her cousin smiled and reached into his bag, pulling out a Rakhi. "I bought this along just in case. You can tie it now." With trembling hands and a heart full of gratitude, Anne tied the Rakhi to her cousin's wrist. The simple act held profound meaning, symboling the healing of old wounds and the beginning of a new chapter for their family. Not only did Anne get to celebrate Rakshabandhan with her cousins, but her mother also tied a Rakhi to her brother after many years. The family spent the evening together, laughing, sharing stories, and relishing the newfound unity. It was a moment of pure joy and celebration. That weekend, Anne and Vedant sat together in the park, enjoying the serene atmosphere. They chatted about the recent events, reflecting on the changes that had taken place. Vedant looked at Anne, a hint of concern in his eyes. "You won't forget me now that you have your cousins back, right?" Anne smiled warmly, her eyes shining with affection. "Not at all, brother. Even though they are my brothers by blood, you will always be special and my favorite brother." She paused, her voice filled with sincerity. "Thank you for accepting me as your sister and standing by me. I couldn't have done any of this without you." Vedant smiled back, equally moved. "And thank you for trusting me and letting me be a part of your life. You have taught me so much." They both extended their hands, making a promise to each other. "We will always celebrate Rakshabandhan together," Anne said firmly. "We will support each other and be there for each other in our ups and downs." Vedant nodded. "Always." As they sat there, the sun setting in the distance, they knew that their bond was unbreakable. They had not only changed their own lives but had also brought a change in their community, and they promised to continue spreading the message of love, unity, and acceptance, celebrating Rakshabandhan together every year, no matter what. "To my brother, from another mother, we don't have blood relation, but still we share our pain and happiness. We don't have same parents, but we care for each other. We don't live in same home, but still we plan to meet. This is love between sister and brother from another mother. Me and you may not share the same blood, but we share the same heart. Whatever happens, you will always be my brother, made of love and hope. Your sister."